Step in the fire. Step in the fire. Tape on the wrist, bruises on the knee. Up before the sun, still you gotta bleed. Tired little town, hot dust in your throat. You learn how to run, then you learn to float. Every eye's a test, every turn is a gate. Every night on the line, a chance to be great. No sleep, no grace, still you show your face. One more round, one more climb, one more shot tonight. Rise, the Sin City, rise, rise, rise. Steel in your lungs, fire in your eyes. Rise, the Sin City, rise, rise, rise. Take what you earn and don't ask why.
Welcome, everybody, to the Sin City Indy Report. I am SinCitySteve, being joined, as always, by RedJed. How the hell are you, man?
Doing fucking fantastic on a Friday night. It's the Sin City Indie Report rising up. Yeah.
Hell yeah, buddy. You know, it's you always bring it. You bring the energy, you bring the thunder, and dude, this week independent wrestling brought the thunder themselves.
No
A
kidding.
lot of really good stuff that we saw this week, man.
Yeah, a plethora of fantastic indie action. Full show, my
A
man.
cornucopia, as it were. Let's just jump right on in, and let's just start with some stuff that we were looking forward to last week. And let's talk first with MLW Fusion episodes 199 and 200. Ah, man, we had a lot of good stuff on this 2-hour block, man.
Where do you start, man? This was great.
Let's just start at the top of here, man. Blue Panther versus Austin Aries, and we have a new national champion. The national openweight title was on the line. Blue Panther losing out to Austin Aries, who's having a bit of a career renaissance. You gotta love it, man. Austin Aries is doing some of the best stuff that he's done in quite some time, sir.
Yeah. This match overachieved. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed everything about it. I didn't expect a title change, so that was a bit of a surprise as well. A pleasant surprise, matter of fact. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, fantastic.
Absolutely, man. And obviously we're starting with technically episode 200. So we'll break this down. We'll talk about episode 199 after, kind of go a little bit out of order, but why not? Let's lead with that 200th episode. Because dude, this Mystico and Templario match delivered as well.
I'm just going to say it. I think this was the best MLW match I've seen all year. Great near falls, great crowd interaction. These guys
loved all of the lucha shit.
Yeah. Again, this was from Cicero Stadium, a heavy Latino populated community. From when I went to TNA shows there, very much a very heavy Latino crowd. They love the lucha, and they absolutely loved this match, as did I. I said last week, I talked a little bit about Mystico's aura in MLW, and this is an example of it. He shines in this environment to the max. I mean, it's like a different level than we see, like, say, in AEW. Sometimes we see those flashes of greatness from Mystico in AEW, but this is a whole different deal here.
Dude, you bring up a great point. It is like it's not even a different presentation, but he just has like grades higher aura than a lot of the people on the roster. And that's not a slight on anybody on the roster. It's just the way that he's being presented. AEW does a phenomenal job of presenting Mystico, for the love of God. I mean, he's held championships in that promotion, but the fact of the matter is, yeah, he is just head and shoulders above anywhere else in the domestic American product. On this MLW presentation. It's a great thing to see for sure.
Yep. Well, then when you have him in there with Templario and other CMML stars that he's very familiar with,
yes,
they've had tons of matches together. I think that makes him stand out as well, as they're utilizing him in the way that naturally he best fits in there with Lucha Talent mostly. So there you go. But yeah, fantastic fucking match, man.
Oh, dude. Absolutely fantastic. And you know, I've got to point this out. That match actually graded it an 8.0 on Cage Match. So
no shit. Wow.
Yeah. So so pretty solid rating stuff there. And then we did see you know, a bit of an interesting kind of a matchup on this episode, as we saw Mads Cruel Kruger defeating Bishop Dyer, and kind of claiming a bit of redemption, if you will, for Shotzi. So you gotta love it. And where do we go from here when it comes to Kruger and Shotzi, and as we ended up seeing the Good Brothers?
Yeah, apparently they're looking ahead in MLW. They are forming a faction upcoming, the Contra Mercs or something like that, where it's the faction that's taking on Contra moving forward now. And what a presentation also that Shotzi resurrected Kruger. I mean, it was right out of a horror film. I loved it.
You know, and we'll kind of pivot here, but you know, we did find out on episode 199 that the monster hunt was her tracking down Mads Cruel Kruger. And I know how you love yourself some B horror. And dude, that was the very first thing that came to my mind as this vignette was playing out. I was like, this is some trauma type shit. Like this is a lot of fun and very kind of kitschy. And it was good. It was enjoyable, and even better if you're in an altered state of mind.
Absolutely, yeah. This would be something I would usually see on like a JCW.
Yeah,
but yeah, they brought it with this storyline. I loved it, and I love Shotzi's going to be kind of the second to Cruel. I like that dynamic as well. So yeah, this is a win-win, man. I love it.
Absolutely, man. And, you know, obviously we didn't really talk about it with that first slide, but we did also see Zamaya squashing Lily Ruiz. So that was always good to see. Props to, you know, Zamaya, somewhat local talent, regular appearances in FSW, obviously from the Phoenix area. So really good stuff to see her on this large of a stage. But, you know, you mentioned when we were talking about Mystico, and how he does with other CMLL talents. We had a match straight out of CMLL on this show, as we had Soberano Jr. and Neon, and these dudes started off the episode and got this episode off and running extremely quickly on a great note.
No kidding. Yeah. High flying, fast pace, move by move, crisp as it can get. These guys are really high up in the card, I would say, as far as I go, as far as watching the CML talent. These two guys I always stand out to me among the rest as some of the best talent that they have coming out of that organization. And this was just a nice example of it to open up that first episode.
Most definitely, man. And, you know, also the other thing to say, too, I got to say, what's up to Panda the Torture Clown? Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Obviously, we've not seen you in the chat before, so welcome. Feel free to blast your comments down in the chat. If you are checking us out, we are live right now on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Twitch. If you're not catching us live, then get your ass to one of these live shows, and you know, we'll definitely shout you out. And absolutely, Panda, much love to you as well.
Yes.
Dude, Ultimo Guerrero and Alex Hammerstone, This was just two big dudes just beating the hell out of each other, and Hammerstone picks up the win.
Yeah, I was surprised. Yeah, it was clubbering time in this match, man. Oh, Jesus Christ almighty. Yeah, that finish was stiff as hell, too.
Holy shit, dude.
Brother. Yeah, good match, though. Good, solid to finish off that first hour with this one.
Oh, yeah.
And lead into that episode 200. This was a hell of a back-to-back thing with MLW this week. I really enjoyed it.
Most definitely, dude. And, you know, MLW continues to put out a quality show. If you aren't checking it out on a regular basis, you really should. Their episodes are live or free every week on YouTube, 6:05 p.m. Eastern time on Saturdays. And you got to love it. They did also sign a deal this week with New Japan World. So if for some reason you don't want to mess with watching it on YouTube and you want to watch it on NJPW World, cool. Check it out there. It's definitely available.
Yeah, I'm loving that partnership. It'll be interesting to see what happens down the road with these two organizations, maybe working together a little bit more down the road for some co-promoted events.
Well, they did kind of drop some teases as well. Yeah. Joe Dombrowski made a mention that we could be looking at MLW being incorporated into the next Fantastica Mania.
Yeah, there was definitely a hint of that. Actually, more than a hint. There was even a graphic, I think, about it, and they were really putting it out there like, hey, this is going to happen, just a matter of time.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And, speaking of a matter of time, it was only a matter of time until FSW turned 17. Yes, the local promotion here in Las Vegas that, quite frankly, is one of the best independent promotions across the country and, quite frankly, across the world. Not just saying that because they're local. They do great shows every single time out. This was no exception. They did their 17th anniversary show live from the HyperX Gaming Arena in the Luxor here in Las Vegas on the Strip. And, dude, we had a lot of news come out of this show for FSW. Let's just start at the very top. FSW Future Shock Champions crowned. And essentially this title is going to be used as kind of a jumping off point for some of these talents that people might not be aware of. Jeffrey Excellence wins the championship over Oliver Kennedy and in about 8 minutes. And we had an opportunity to see Jeffrey Excellence a couple of times over WrestleMania weekend here in Vegas, and excellent stuff, pun somewhat intended. Let's be real too. He's part of a stable that is called the Golden Showers. So
yeah,
there's that.
There is that indeed. Yeah. And,
elsewhere on the show, that was kicking things off on the pre-show, but on the main show, it got underway with the Nick Bockwinkel Memorial Battle Royal, and the winner of this was Jester, representing the Asylum. So that earned him a spot in the Cash in the Case ladder match, which ended up being quite consequential for the rest of the night, as Bodie Young Prodigy, the 19-year-old upstart who's been in the game for about 5 years now, 6 years, somewhere in there. Yes, do the math. He's been around that long. He was involved in the kids classes at FSW. So he's definitely, can we call a 19-year-old a seasoned vet?
Well, this is the exception to the rule.
I mean, why not, Yeah.
So,
but yeah, he picks up the win. Elsewhere in that match, you had Bryce Saturn, Dante King, Dave Mazzani, Kevin Koa, and the aforementioned Jester. Yeah. So good stuff there. And Bodie picks up the win. Also, it was discovered at the top of the show that Matt Vandegrift, who was supposed to challenge against Tyler Bateman for the FSW Heavyweight Championship, Tyler Bateman and Jay Vidal took him out with a steel chair, and Matt was just coming back from injury, so put him on the shelf for a little bit longer. and we were wondering what was going to happen in terms of challengers for Tyler Bateman and that FSW Heavyweight Championship.
Yep.
But as we found out after the match, Bodie called a shot, and he told Tyler that, in the main event, it's going to be Bodie versus Tyler Bateman. And we'll talk about what went down with that here in just a second. Yeah. But any thoughts on these first three matches, Jed?
The Battle Royal, a few comments on that. I thought a few guys really stood out. I thought Nick Xander looked great in this match.
Dude, Nick Xander is heavily underappreciated.
I wanted him to go over. I thought he would have fit into the cash match, in the ladder match a little better than Jester. But teach their own. Also, I thought Ricky Tenacious looked awfully great in this match too.
Dude.
He carried
he is such a great character.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing is Ricky he's got a knack for knowing what to do when. So his timing is just it's so good.
Yeah.
So
no doubt about it. So yeah, fun Battle Royal. Then we moved immediately into the ladder match right after the Battle Royal. And that was all action, wild spots. Dave Mazzani was over it like a motherfucker in this match.
Hell yeah.
Rooting for his ass, I gotta say.
and so here's kind of the backstory on that is Dave Mazzani is kind of a regular participant in those Nick Bockwinkel battle royals. So he's been in like almost all of them. And for him to not be involved in the battle royal this time around was interesting. But I think that he's got a built-in fan base for sure. And you know, you got to love anybody that uses the claw. I still pop for that move. So
same. Yeah. He was looking great in this match, and fun ladder match, with Bodie winning. And I have to say as well, great promo work from Bateman.
Yeah.
As we led up to this, finding out that we were going to have BYP and Bateman in the main event, I thought the promo work that he did to set that up was great.
Yes. And I think, I mentioned that, speaking about underrated people like Nick Xander, I think Tyler Bateman is also very underrated as well.
Sure.
He plays that cult leader, that very cerebral kind of a heel extremely well. Guy is so good in all facets of it. You know, the guy can go in the ring, he can go on the mic, and he just commands your attention at all times. He's been doing some great stuff in FSW.
Yeah, his presence is top of the heap, man. Really presents himself well as a champion, as a big star. Like you said, he's got that cult leader vibe down much better than like the Righteousness and some of these other talents in professional wrestling do. I think he comes off a lot more credible to me in that presentation. So
that's a perfect word to describe that, is credible.
Yeah, it's credible. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And elsewhere, we had plenty of titles still on the line. We had the No Limits title on the line as Jaden Cole defeated and retained AJ Avon and Fox Valentine. Again, talking about nonstop action. This match brought it as well, which seemed to be a going trend on this show. Seemingly everybody that was in there doing things did their damn things. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So had their working boots on all the way. Yeah.
Completely.
Yep.
And we saw a title change in the next match that we're going to talk about. We have a new Nevada State champion in Brett the Threat.
I was shocked.
He defeated. What's that?
I was shocked. I did not do that. Yeah.
I gotta say though, Brett is very good technically in the ring.
Yeah.
So, as part of the Fight Club stable that he has, he's positioned properly as well. He's been doing some great things technically, in not just FSW, but the surrounding promotions here in Vegas too. So this was just a matter of time until he got some gold as well. So good to see him. getting that win. Like I said, defeating Sun Lu, Andrew Delgado, and Shogun in about 11 minutes. So good to see that there. But one title that did not change hands was the Ladies Night Out Championship, as Jasmine Allure retained her championship over Maserati. And this is one of those titles that is a traveling title, as FSW is exclusively on the Title Match Network. And Title Match Network, they got their claim to fame, if you will, or their mass expansion due to women's wrestling. So they created the Ladies Night Out Championship, and they have that string of events as well. So Jasmine Allure traveled to Vegas and defeated Maserati on her home turf. So
yeah, very competitive match, very back and forth. I loved it. Solid work by both women. Kind of thought its title change was on its way with this one, the way it was feeling, but 26 wins in a row for Jasmine Allure. They were saying on commentary, damn, that's a hell of a streak she's got going on here.
Yeah, man, she's putting in work. She's establishing a name for herself. She
sure is. Yeah,
so
she's going somewhere.
Most definitely. And elsewhere on this show, we had Jay Vidal defeating G Sharp in 15 minutes in a no holds barred match. Yeah, I mean. Dude, wild is the best word to describe it. And realistically, you kind of knew that you were going to get that type of a match just from these participants. G Sharp is about as unpredictable as you can get. And Jay Vidal, since aligning himself with Tyler Bateman, has been unpredictable as well. So you love to see it, man. Both of these guys have elevated their game and working on, different facets of characters and adding some definition to those characters and backstories and things like that. You love to see it all.
Yep. All the layer building with these guys definitely is there. Fun match. I was scared for Diana Sandoval for a moment there. I thought she was going to get walloped and in the fracas of it. But fun match.
Dude.
They both worked their ass off in this one.
I gotta say, them incorporating Diana, the ring announcer, as the damsel in distress, or she was definitely in peril as it was. Yeah. And G Sharp being the one to come to her safety is kind of poetic. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
So. But elsewhere, moving on, we had the FSW tag team titles on the line as Mariachi Montana defeated, I'll say it, probably the biggest tag team in independent pro wrestling, Duke Lawrence and Juicy Finau.
Boom.
Bro. Hopefully they had to have reinforced the ring for these four guys.
No kidding. Yeah, it was a hoss fight. All the way.
Hoss fight, son.
Yeah. Yep, Mariachi Montana retaining.
Those guys are so over too. They are on one hell of a run.
Yeah, and are entertaining as hell. I think I mentioned last week they're now in the UWN network brand as well, getting out there in the West Coast. So I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of these guys moving forward.
And rightfully so.
Yeah,
rightfully so.
Yeah.
So these guys were involved in. So they had a couple of matches at Dodger Stadium a while back.
Oh, no
and they were involved in that. So so pretty cool stuff. It's really good to see them on the mariachis getting the love that they do deserve. They've definitely taken the Vegas scene by storm.
Yeah, it's a super fun gimmick. Crowd loves it. It's great for interaction. Yeah, love him.
Absolutely. And our main event in this one was for the FSW Heavyweight Championship, as BYP Bodie Young Prodigy picks up the win over Bateman. And dude, he punches his ticket. And again, it was only a matter of time until he claimed some gold. And when I say some, I don't just mean the No Limits title. I mean that big belt in FSW. Props to that guy. Again, 19 years old, and he has got one hell of a future ahead of him for sure.
Yeah, building chapters at a young age like this is going to go far, man.
Oh, yes.
I mean, they even told the story, I think, earlier on the show where at one of the anniversary events, he won the Nick Bockwinkel Battle Royal. Then he won the No Limits Championship another year. So these been these benchmarks that he keeps hitting, and it all came to a crescendo with this in a very unexpected way. I mean, I kind of thought he'd win the cash-in match. Thought he had a good shot of it.
Oh, yeah.
Did not see this going as quickly as it went and the way it went. So wonderful surprise. What a way to finish off this great anniversary show for SFW. And I'm really excited to see what kind of programs they put him in as world champion next.
Absolutely, man. And, another show that we were looking forward to was House of Glory Inferno. This one was coming to us from a venue that you and I are both very familiar with, Logan Square Auditorium in Chicago. A lot of great wrestling shows that we've seen at that venue for sure.
Yeah, we saw Evolve. We've seen AEW. They've been there. Lots of different promotions are still there. I think Freestyle Wrestling normally goes there. Potentially Warrior Wrestling every so often there. And then HOG is always at Logan as well. Great venue, very intimate. It's a little bit of an older venue for sure, but it has a lot of wear and tear. That's kind of a nostalgic feel to it. It's fun. It's a really cool venue, and this was a fun show too. I gotta say, top of this show to me was Mustafa Ali and Rich Swann in a TNA international title match, which is odd to see on an HOG show, which also I believe had an AEW title defended as well.
Dude, it's so crazy that we had a TNA title match on this show. Yeah. And now Leo didn't defend his Ring of Honor title, but
he was on the show at least.
But he was on the show.
Yeah.
Which again, very interesting dynamics if you've been keeping score with what's been going on between TNA and AEW.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I mean, top of the card, Nick Nemeth, Charles Mason, solid match as well.
Very solid, dude.
Steph DeLander and Shotzi, I thought there maybe should have been a little bit something more to this match.
Yes.
Something fell off with it to me.
There was something just not quite right. Plus, realistically, I mean, these ladies win about 3 minutes.
Yeah, so something was up. Someone was maybe a little bit under the weather, or maybe weathering an injury of some sort. I don't know, but something just didn't feel like this was how this was originally going to be booked.
Yeah. A match on this show that I was quite a fan of was, speaking of TNA talents, Ricky Sosa defeating Amazing Red. I think Amazing Red is unofficially doing his retirement tour right now because he's going out having absolute fucking bangers with all these talents, putting them over, making everybody look fantastic.
Right.
And it obviously there's the show of respect. So hopefully he's not hanging him up, but I definitely get the feeling that he is.
I wonder too. Yeah, I wonder if that's what, like at the end of the year, maybe we're going to just all of a sudden it's just going to be like no build up and I'm retiring. This was what I've been doing, and see you guys and so on and so forth. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, it feels like it's a dream tour that he's doing, where they're just putting him in with, pretty popular talent that you would not see these matches normally, and you may have never seen them before, as an example with this match. So, solid work. And going back to that Mustafa Ali and Rich Swann match, the post-match was great too.
How could I forget? Sorry, I'll let you talk about that.
Putting over Rich Swann for his sobriety, and
it
felt like a real moment in the ring.
You could tell Rich didn't know that he was going to say that.
Yeah, exactly.
He looked vulnerable. And that was even more respect-inducing, if you will.
Absolutely.
So, and props to Rich Swann for being clean and staying clean.
Yeah.
That is extremely difficult. And, the most difficult time in that is that, first couple of years. So yeah, gotta love that, man. Shout out to Rich Swann.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, especially in the industry that these guys are in, to be a couple of years sober and away from the shit in that environment is a big deal. And he and Ali put him over, man, as he should have. And it was just a real special moment that definitely was one of the highlights of this show. There was a spot also in a scramble match.
Yep.
That I know we talked about a little bit beforehand that unfortunately the cameras did not get this spot, but it was nuts. The motherfucker did a moonsault from the top of the balcony of the Logan, which is way high. We can attest to that. We've been there. That's way the fuck up there.
That's like 20 feet.
At least. Yeah, it was way up there. And they didn't have the camera coverage for it, unfortunately, but wow.
Dude, I was in disbelief that. So let's talk about that scramble, because in that scramble you had Leo Rush, Angel Jacques, Jake Christ, JJ Does, Mikey G, and Raheem Royal. And I believe it was Raheem that did the dive.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, come on, House of Glory. You know that he's going to be doing this.
Yeah.
Have camera coverage. Yeah. Literally, you could see them panning. Whoever was actually in production was trying to get the shot, but none of the cameras were pointed at the area where he was doing the dive from. And it's like, oh my God, the biggest spot on this show, and you miss it in production, guys.
How could they? I mean, a ringside cameraman just could have caught it. I don't get how they fucked that up. That was my one issue with this show, is it felt like the production was a bit off.
There were a couple of spots throughout the show too. That were just kind of, they didn't detract from the show. Yeah. But if you were looking for it, you could easily spot some things for sure.
Yeah. Just something was a little off from what the usual production is for these shows through HOG. So last show of Triller, of course.
Yes.
We talked about that last week as well. We'll see where they end up. I could see a combination of YouTube and definitely my AEW coming down the fold on that. So we'll see.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And let's just throw this out there too. We talked about him last week quite a bit. Joe Alonzo jerked the curtain this week, taking on Sweet Cheeks Joey Silver.
Yes.
Sweet Cheeks.
Sweet Cheeks with the candy. Oh yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, it was a fun match. Fun match. Yeah.
Fun stuff, man. And of course, the Salamonster and JD from New York on commentary.
Indeed. Commissioner Salamander. Yep.
Only in America.
Yeah, right.
Gotta love it. But speaking of some stuff that we got to talk a bit about GCW Race Against Time. This show came to us from Cincinnati in one of the cooler venues, the 20th Century Theater. This venue had a really kind of Art Deco kind of modern, Art Deco meets modern kind of an aesthetic. So it was really kind of a cool setup. And we have a friend of the show that was gracious enough to go to this show. And Jed, I'm going to let you kind of talk a bit about what stood out for you on this show, as I get some of the shots together for this show.
Absolutely. Yeah. The venue was super cool for this one. I'd never seen anything on TV from this venue, so this was a first for me. And I know our friend Matt was there, and he had some thoughts on it as well, for sure, about the aesthetic also. And I feel like it was almost like a kind of like you have a dream, you're having a wrestling dream, and it's like this odd, very unique venue that just like you wake up and you're like, wow, what the fuck did I just dream about? That was what this venue was like. It was just like, you said, like an Art Deco, like a painting of itself inside of this place or something.
That's a great way to describe that, actually. Yeah.
It was real cool. But yeah, a couple matches really stood out here to me. The main event was Joey Janela and Hook of AEW, which was Hook's first shot in GCW. Great main event, solid work.
Thank God he had different music too.
Yeah, that was the key, man. And I think Tony Khan needs to take a clue that it's time to get rid of that fucking music that he has in AEW. It's please move on from that. That is just does not work at all for his character. This was more in line with it. And Janela, as always, Janela continues weekend after weekend in GCW to be that guy that puts the guys over that need to be put over in the right spots to move them up into certain areas. And this is an example of it. Hook now taking on Atticus Cogar this weekend for the GCW championship based off of the events of that match with Janela, how they set that up afterwards. So that was a big highlight of the show. And as well, I think we could agree, all you, myself, and Matt as well, from what his report said, was that 6-man tag. Dude, that was a cooker.
Dude, yes, abso-freaking-lutely, man. And Bust of the Brain and Billy, you just knew that they were gonna take this. But Bang Matthews and Teriyaki had quite a good showing for themselves as well, man.
Yeah, this was a great party match all the way. Everybody looked great in there. Yeah, just fun. I think that maybe this match could have maybe been a little higher on the card.
Yeah,
I think it would have fit pretty well, like coming off of the right by the main or near the top. Just because the energy of this match was just like, whoa, here we go. Loved it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And another match that was that I was pretty fond of was the Jimmy Lloyd and Priscilla Kelly match.
Yeah, man.
PK's been doing some really good stuff in GCW, and hopefully she continues to be featured on a consistent basis with GCW.
Yeah, she had a great weekend on both shows, actually. This was a kickoff, and then she had, we'll talk about it in a second, but she had a great match again on Saturday. So, fantastic weekend for her. She was put over in both matches, very strong. So that was strong. Great to see that they're moving up with her. And the GCW title match on this show, I thought was very much an overachieving match, too, with Aaron Williams in there with Cogar. I'd never seen this guy, and man, I was rooting for him.
It was really damn good. And Aaron Williams brought it, bro. Like absolutely brought it. And I know that we like to put over a lot of talent here, but the fact is, I wasn't familiar with his game. I really wasn't. Yeah. And he had one hell of a showing in this match. They were saying that he was, that he was a vet that's been doing this for quite some time, and it definitely shows. Let's put it that way.
Yep. Yeah, he looked fantastic in there. I believe the way they were selling it, he was like a local guy from the area, an Ohio guy.
Yeah, and he had the Cincinnati Reds gear and everything. So pretty cool stuff, man. He he took the skewer shots from Atticus. And especially, let me go ahead and mention this. He not just took the skewer spots, but dare I say, those skewer spots really kind of shined. And here is one of the images that I'm going to mention here. Obviously Atticus in the electric chair, and he pounds those skewers into Williams's head. And dude, again, Atticus with those skewers. I mean, it's a tale as old as time. You just know that he's gonna stab you with those damn things. And here is proof of that. But dude, it was a solid match. I was definitely overachieved, like you said.
Yeah, I was kind of at the edge of my seat on this match. I thought the action was great. The violence was plenty. There was great intensity in this match, so I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and then I don't want to say the ultra violent main event was pretty solid too, between Otis Cogar and Anakin Murphy. This was just a mauling. This was just utter sheer destruction.
Yeah.
Anakin Murphy got absolutely wrecked by Otis Cogar.
Yeah.
Complete, gusset plates and the whole deal. I've got the, one of the images up here right now of Otis driving one of those into his head.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Not a fan of the gussets. They just freak me out every time.
They scare the shit out of me. And I'm not gonna lie to you, man. You can call me a pussy. I don't care. But anytime that anyone uses those, it's like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
A lot can go wrong with those real quick.
Yes. Takes the term slicing and dicing to a whole new level with those gussets. Yeah. Yowzers.
Yeah. And of course, like I said, Otis picked up the win. It's kind of cool. They did have a promo with Otis and Atticus as they were, on their rooftop of their house in Cleveland. Yep. And they laid it out there. Atticus is the world champion. Otis is the ultra violent champion. The Cogars are on top of GCW, and who's gonna dethrone either one of them at this point?
I know, especially Atticus has had a hell of a run with the world championship, and I don't see anybody on the horizon that they have fully set up for that title change. We'll see what happens, but and then Cogar, I think this is his second run as with his title.
Mm-hmm. Yep, with the ultra violent.
Yeah. I mean, you can maybe go back to Tremont again. I don't know, but I think they're going to have a run here for a while. That's going to be a bit lengthy.
Yes. I would think so too. Yeah. And again, these photos that you see on your screen are shout outs to a friend of the show, Matt from Ohio, for sending those in to us. As we've got the shot right here of Atticus Cogar with his GCW World Championship above his head before the match. And then the match layout was pretty interesting because this match followed the Hook and Janela match. So Hook was still in the ring when Atticus came down, and those two, kind of got in each other's faces a bit. And we'll talk about it, but that is going to be a match on the next GCW show that's going to be taking place this week, as it's going to be Hook versus Atticus Cogar. And you think Hook's gonna take those skewer shots?
Well, we'll see. I mean, this is an interesting dynamic. I don't foresee Hook getting the title either.
Right.
But yet on the other hand, I'd be very surprised to see him do the job either.
Yeah.
I don't know. So very, very unique stuff going into this one.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's a screenshot or an image from Janela and Hook as these guys were about ready to square off. Nice. And of course, as we had mentioned, Hook picked up the win, choking out Janela. Right here, you see Hook locking in the red rum. So good stuff there. Elsewhere on the show, here was the Double Styles Clash, which is a pretty dope finish for Busta and the Brain. Alec Price, Jordan Oliver, they are doing their damn thing in GCW. Still the GCW tag champs. Here is an image of Jimmy Lloyd about ready to give Priscilla Kelly a package pile driver. And you're welcome for that image, by the way.
Hey, buddy.
And by the way, it's on top of 4 chairs too.
Oh, that's right. Oh.
According to what Matt had said, the thud of Jimmy Lloyd and Priscilla Kelly hitting those chairs was a pronounced thud.
Oh, so, I bet. Yeah, I bet.
Absolutely. And then last but not least, Billy Starks. You got to love anytime that Billy Starks is in GCW. So yeah, absolutely, man. Race Against Time was a super, super fun show, but that wasn't the only GCW show this week, as we did have The Last Ones Left. which came to us also from a theater. This one was a bit more of a not so modern type of a theater.
Yeah, it was weird.
It had a really cool aesthetic, though. I mean, you had the castles in the background and this kind of stuff coming to us from Indianapolis. Here, we had quite a few solid matches on this show. I do love whenever we can see Calvin Tankman in there doing his thing, looking dominant as ever, destroying Mad Dog Connolly. And as you had mentioned, Joey Janela did the job for PK. Priscilla Kelly picking up the win over Joey Janela here. And again, Joey he is vastly underappreciated in pro wrestling for sure, with what he's done in the last year specifically. And dare I say, even in the last 6 months, just in 2026, he has done a lot of great things in 2026 so far.
Yeah, I mean, just think of even since Mania, all the guys he's put over, including Brody Jr.
Yes.
In Vegas.
And he's not just putting them over, he's putting them over and making them all look fantastic on the way.
Yeah, he's put over Teriyaki. I like a multitude of talent just this year alone. And once again, had a great match with Priscilla Kelly. Lots of brawling, lots of intensity in this match. They gave it good time. Priscilla Kelly did multiple near falls where she just kept pushing through it and got the win over Janela. Fantastic match. And then in a similar vein, Gringo Logo and Shotzi was damn good as well. And Shotzi went over in this one as well. So the women talent shining. I'm telling you.
She's having a great 2026 as well, bro.
Man, everywhere. She's just everywhere.
She's everywhere.
But she is just traveling worldwide and making her name out, putting it out there for sure. And boy, that finish in that match was a bit scary. Gringo Logo didn't completely clear that. He hit his neck and back against that top of that chair as he went over. Yep. I thought that finish should have been maybe considered a shift with the chairs and the table in a different direction for him to have to clear that. The way he did that angle was dangerous, I would say.
Yeah.
And scary looking, but a fun match though.
Absolutely.
They really worked hard. Tankman, I haven't seen Calvin Tankman in a while.
Dude, so it's been a while.
It has been. He's been on some hiatus. I don't know what's been going on, if he was injured or something, but he looked great in there. He pulled off that moonsault to finish the match. Yeah, he looked like a freaking $1 million in the match. So I'm excited to see where they go with him for sure.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And elsewhere on this show, I do want to just draw attention to, we did get Vandal 48, Atticus and Otis teaming up, the Koger brothers, and defeating Violence is Forever, Dominic Guarini and Kevin Koo. Again, like, just when mentioning the people in this match, you kind of have an idea of what you're going to get in this match. Yeah. But dare I say it, over-delivered, even compared to my expectations. All four of these guys brought it in their own special way. Yeah,
very, very physical match. They worked main event style. It was main event, and rightfully so. I really enjoyed it. A lot of surprise matches on this card that I like going into it. I thought, maybe potential to be decent, but I thought, this was just as good as the Friday show. They both were very solid on their own right. I have to mention as well how the tag match ended up being a 4-way match for the tag titles. How they switched that up, and that match was really good too. So
that was that ended up, it started off, and if you're looking at the graphic, you see Top Team versus Bang & Matthews. Well, what happened after that was, they did some mic work after both teams came out, and then Junie Underwood and Ryan O'Neal came out, and they were like, hey, we're going to be involved in this match. Yeah. And then they kind of, killed time for another couple of minutes, and then Bustin' the Brain came out, and it was announced that this was going to be a 4-way match for the GCW tag titles. I'll be dead honest with you, Jed. I thought that they were going to do a title switch here.
Me too. It's like almost every weekend. I feel like they're setting something up for title switches with these guys, and been busting the brain, continue to go over. So that's another question. Yeah, they've had the title for a long title reign. They're looking great in there. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it's time for a switch necessarily. But yet I do expect it at some point in time coming up soon-ish. I guess we'll see. But I've said that for a couple months now, and it still hasn't happened. So
yeah, absolutely, man. So obviously GCW put out a great weekend of shows, and the best is yet to come. As always with GCW, they're going to be putting out bangers again. We'll talk about what's up next for them later on in the show. But as of right now, Jed, let's talk about Mystery Wrestling and the Infinite Rumble. Dude, I'm going to let you run with this because this shit is right up your alley. Yeah. And not to say that I don't appreciate it, but I don't know how much of this shit you watched, but
a couple hours,
dude, it was what, a 24-hour Rumble?
Yeah, 21 hours, 58 minutes, and 49 fucking glorious seconds. You can see just from the graphic here, just a sample of what everybody missed in those 21 hours. The longest Rumble match in professional wrestling history, longest match in professional wrestling history, as a matter of fact. It beat the previous record from the previous year. This is Mystery Wrestling's thing. Evil Uno's company that runs this one. And they've done this now 2 years. I think they're going to probably make this an annual tradition. It's for a great cause. They raised over $30,000 for a cancer fund up in Canada. So that was great. It was the Canadian Cancer Society. At $32,425.49 from all of this action. 243 entrants, as you can see on this graphic. The previous year was only 50. 243. Now, mind you, some of these entrants were probably people coming in for another round under another mask. There was a lot of gimmicks. Let me just lay out some of these gimmicks that you probably are familiar with. The Teletubbies made an appearance on this show.
Because of course they did.
Yep. Batman also made an appearance. Ghostface of the Scream movies made an appearance. The motherfucking Grinch showed up. Yeah. The Power Rangers in their entirety showed up. Santa Claus, as you saw in the graphic. And a bear, which I'll talk about in a moment, not actual bear, but a bear nonetheless. Freddy Krueger showed up on this show as well. A character also that was a take on the McLovin gimmick from Superbad movie. This guy came on called McLove, Mr. McLove or something. There was another gimmick, the Mamacita, which was a gimmick of an old woman Mexican cook with spatula in hand, cook garb, wearing her little, little vest or whatever, apron. Like your cooking apron. So that was fun. Yeah. There was some spots on this show. I caught it initially, probably 3 or 4 hours in. At that point, Stu Grayson, who was the number one entrant in this match, was still in the match hours later. And as you can see in this graphic, he actually lasted a total of 5 hours, 23 minutes, and 39 fucking seconds.
That's wild, man.
Yeah. So he was the number one entrant. And for context, he won last year's Infinite Rumble. So he came out as number one in this one, lasted a real long time, ended up getting eliminated eventually. But however, returned back into the Rumble quite late in the Rumble, actually very, very late, as essentially the last entrant, under a costume as a bear. So he was the bear that was actually came in and run roughshod and eliminated a ton of people near the end of the match. And it was down then to, at some point, the reveal came out that he was under the bear mask. So they got rid of the costume, and it was just Stu Grayson again. And we got down to the final 3, which was Stu Grayson, a competitor we'll talk about in a moment, and the Invisible Man.
Oh, shit.
Who once again made a large appearance in this show, eliminating many competitors before Stu Grayson finally got the best of him. So there was a long sequence of Stu Grayson in there with the Invisible Man. I guess they have even history in this promotion. So there you go. Stu Grayson finally eliminated the Invisible Man, but little did we remember that there was one competitor left, and that competitor was the Cool Ref.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. He was kind of hanging out in the corner, being cool. And,
of course he was.
Right? And Stu Grayson didn't think anything of it. And all of a sudden, the Cool Ref shows up at the end there and gets Stu Grayson out and wins the Infinite Rumble. And
Jeez.
What a fucking deal this was.
Dude.
I'll tell you, man. I got to give it to Evil Uno, man. He did commentary, I'm not even shitting you, for basically the entire time.
What?
Yeah. He had a few times where he stepped out to grab a little bite to eat, take a leak, et cetera, do what he needed to do, but very limited time away. He basically was doing commentary with different individuals from start to finish of this one. I couldn't believe it. Kudos to him for putting this all together, to being the catalyst of this through his promotion, to bring the commentary in a very unique way. There was a lot of commentary, or a lot of comedy in the commentary. He had guys like Simon Miller show up, RJ City, Excalibur, different talent from AEW and overseas. So they joined him at different times. So it made for a really, the times I did watch it, which was intervals, mind you, but real fun, real wacky, just schlocky stuff. There was a sequence with about 7 or 8 competitors where they kept doing the devil's kisses on each other. And mind you, these are grown-ass men. We're not talking women here. So that, and even the referee got involved in it at some point, and it was just one devil's kiss after the next, lots of low blows. I lost count the number of low blows in this match as well. So there was a lot of just goofy ass shit. And 243 entrants later, almost 22 hours later, and $32,000 later, the Infinite Rumble made history.
That's awesome.
Past week. So check it out on YouTube. It's in its entirety on YouTube on the Mystery Wrestling website.
Dude, that's phenomenal, and a great amount of money going to a very worthy cause.
Yeah,
and shout out to the everybody involved in the match, but double shout out to the Cool Ref as a show.
Indeed. Yes, he's super fucking cool, man.
If you say so, bro. And let's just go ahead and just pivot. And let's talk about 1FW. Shit, man, if nothing else, so you can give your voice a break after after that diatribe over mystery wrestling. Yeah. Now, granted, it's no Evil Uno doing commentary for 24 hours. But nonetheless, thank you for your expert breakdown with that, my friend.
Indeed.
So 1FW, they've been doing some great stuff. We've talked about them almost every show that we've done, and this was no exception. This was episode 39 as they continue to build toward their next super show. That's going to be coming up very, very soon, and they're building to Summer Stage 2, as it were. And on this show, we had a pretty interesting tag match. We had Roosh and Jose the Assistant.
Wow.
Yes, Jose the Assistant tagging up to take on 2 members of the Superstars, Nikki 8 and Tommy Mars. Yeah, those are the names, by the way. Yeah, Nikki 8 and Tommy Mars. So
wow.
Shout out to those guys. Roosh and Jose, the assistant, pick up the victory there. And, dude, Roosh is money wherever he goes. Yeah. Doesn't matter to me if it's an AEW, doesn't matter if it's Ring of Honor, doesn't matter if it's 1FW. This guy, we talked earlier about aura and presence.
Yeah.
Roosh has it, man.
He sure does.
He absolutely has it. I don't want to be that guy, but it is pretty criminal that he hasn't held a title in AEW whatsoever.
I know, right? Something's got to give there. I feel like he should branch back into the CMLL universe as well. I mean, he was so popular down there years ago. I don't know what happened, what led to that falling out or whatever, but he would be. I mean, think about a Mystico and Roosh feud or something like that. That'd be hot, man.
Hell yeah, it would.
Money.
Hell yeah, it would. Something else that could be interesting is, who's to say that after Andrade inevitably leaves the Don Callis family, which could very well happen this week, goes back to LFI.
Could be. Yeah.
And actually lead that as a stable. Have he in there, have Roosh in there, and Beast Mortos, Dralistico. I don't know how he would get along with Sammy Guevara though.
True. There might be a little bit of something there, but hey, still be a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. Elsewhere on this show, the 1FW Heavyweight Championship was on the line as Brady Pierce successfully defended against Elijah Drago, which Drago had a very good showing. Guy has a killer look. Nice. He looks like $1 million, and he's got a great physique. But he came up just short in this one against your 1FW champion, Brady Pierce. But yeah, all in all, as I say, every time we talk about this promotion, a very quick and easy 1 hour show that just flies by. And by the time it's all said and done, you can't even really tell that you were watching wrestling for an hour because of the pace of everything. They have everything laid out so well, and the commentary is great. You've got Conrad Thompson, and he brings a lot to the table. To be honest, I don't know why he doesn't do more commentary, other than the fact that these promotions probably can't afford him.
Probably,
other than QT.
He's doing too much real estate,
Doing too much real estate, helping people with their loans. And he's got like 85 podcasts that he does too.
Oh, shit. Yeah. He's probably pretty busy, I would guess. Yeah.
He definitely keeps busy. And, speaking of another promotion that definitely keeps busy, let us talk about Ring of Honor and Global Wars Cincinnati. I know we just talked about GCW being in Cincinnati, but here we have another shot of Global Wars coming your way, and this was pretty solid as well, man. Tell me what stood out to you from Global Wars.
Yep. So week 2 of the Global Wars. This was something that kind of came up out of nowhere. I know there was a lot of matches that they taped at the Cincinnati tapings a few weeks ago that wasn't quite sure where they were going to land. I think we were speculating on this last week about, will it be like on a special YouTube episode that they've been dropping every so often? But no, they just did a second week of Global Wars on Honor Club. This aired last night. 3 matches really stood out to me. You can see some of the other talent that was on this show. The Ops were on this show. Lacey Lane and Viva Van had a tag match. Queen Aminata had a match as well that was pretty solid. But the ones that stood out to me was Ace Austin and Mark Davis for the AW National Championship. That opened up the show, and that was a banger indeed. Both guys really worked hard, and Mark Davis did go over in that one. Main event was Deonna Purrazzo defending the Pure title against Olympia, who will be at Forbidden Door as well with, I think it's Thunder Rosa against the Lena Cross and
Megan Vane, the Divine Dominion.
Yeah. So she was part of this show as well. Didn't get the pure title from Deonna Purrazzo, but it was a great match as a main event on this show. And the match that stood out to me the most, which I actually thought should have been main event because it really brought it, was Shuri and Billy Starks. Man, Shuri, I gotta tell you, and maybe it'll still happen, but why in the hell is Shuri not on Forbidden Door?
I don't get it. I don't get it. She is so good. She is so good.
She is so good. She had a fantastic match with Athena we were talking about last week, and she had just as good, if not better, of a match with Billy Starks.
Really?
Yeah, I thought this was the best Billy Starks match I've seen in Ring of Honor that she's had. And that covers a lot of ground,
Yeah, it does.
And stuff. I thought this was really, really, really good. And again, it should have been main event, but it is what it is. At least it was still on the show. It was a fun match. Shuri did go over Billy Starks, but it felt like it was a bit of a, like in the Joshi or the Puro world, where you got a match where the established talent, and then you got this up and comer talent, which would be Billy Starks, and she was fighting hungry, she was ready for it, and she proved something in this match with Shuri. So both competitors really came out of this one looking great.
Hell yeah, man! Yeah. And the Ring of Honor, the Global Wars series specifically. They do a really good job of incorporating talents from CMLL and Stardom in this case, and I can only hope that we see more of it. Obviously not enough to where it doesn't become special, but keep this event series going, because it definitely does allow us to see matchups that, quite frankly, we had no idea that we wanted until we see them.
Exactly right. I mean, it's a nice compliment or extension to Forbidden Door. Since we are having a bit on with Forbidden Door, there's maybe not as many interpromotional matches as I would think there would have been.
No, man.
But we did get some for Global Wars in the mix at least. So there's that. Maybe we'll still have a few more matches added last minute for Forbidden Door. They could add a Shuri match into the buy-in. There are a few more spots available, possibly. So I guess time will tell. We'll see where things land. But this was good. Not as good as the first week of Global Wars, but still a solid outing. Those 3 matches I would say are worth checking out.
Absolutely. Tony can't help himself, man. He's got to have 13 matches on every AEW show.
Right. It is what it is. Yep. It never changes.
And up next, man, let's turn and talk about OVW. Jed, you had the opportunity to check out Rise this week. Tell me what you thought about this show.
Yeah, pretty decent show. On a side note, I'm not seeing anything quite yet as it pertains to this partnership with TNA. Nothing is apparent, at least from this.
At least not yet.
Not yet. Yeah, I mean, it may in time. We'll see where things go. There could be some talent coming back into OVW from TNA. There could be some cross promotions there. Who knows? Time will tell on that. But what we got out of this show was just a solid booked episode again of this weekly episodic format that OVW does. A few things that stood out to me was the main event, definitely with Jay De Niro and his son, Tommy Boy De Niro, was pretty good. And that set up things further with the match coming up with Jay De Niro and Superior Tony Evans, which is set for the next PLE, which I believe is like July 17th or something like that. It's coming up in July. So they got that kind of set up. Also on this show, Cal Hero and Austin Riker had a very solid match. And again, Cal Hero's being positioned as a babyface.
Of course.
And they did announce that Kevin Thorne is in for this next PLE from OVW to work against Cal Hero. So that was set up from the 1400. So they're moving forward on that program after all.
All right.
J-Rod and Ray Larson. They've had 2 matches in a row now on 2 consecutive weeks. And surprisingly, and this may be a sign that maybe J-Rod is moving on into TNA, perhaps, but J-Rod has actually done the job twice, 2 weeks in a row to Ray Larson, who was, I was shocked. Much less the first week, even more on the second week, that she again put Ray Larson over. So I just kind of feel like maybe she's moving on up in some capacity. Also, Feisty Boy Lawson and TW3 was a fun match. Icon Lee got in the mix of that match, so his feud with TW3 is continuing on. As well, Steven Steele did work a match again as babyface, white hot babyface, Dusty Rhodes style, all the way. He was Dusty Rhodes in every single moment of this match. It was really over. Crowd was loving him. He worked against the Gambler Luke Harmon of the Sin City Outlaws in a match that was kind of more or less, I would say, bordering on a squash match. A little bit more competitiveness than usual squash, but it was getting close on that one. So once again, Steven Steele getting that nod, getting that shine, and we'll see where things go with them. So those were kind of the takes from OVW. It was a pretty easy watch this week. No big angles really came of it or nothing like that. They're just progressing in their storylines and continuing to move forward. So,
hey man, sometimes that's the name of the game, especially as we'll turn and talk now about Memphis wrestling. And this episode was not even so much about the matches on the show as it was about the closing segment to the show, as we did have a retirement. And you know, I think that it really kind of set the table for things, because I don't know if it's actually going to end up being a retirement by the time it's all said and done.
Doesn't feel like it.
No.
Yeah, I don't think Austin Lane's going anywhere. I think they're going to set something up with that Boxby guy.
Yep. Bosby dude, say whatever you will about him, but he is the best heel that they got in Memphis wrestling. So as the graphic shows here, it says time to say goodbye. No. Not going to be saying goodbye, because Tim Bosby decided to stick his nose in that retirement segment. And we shall see what comes from that. But
yep. And well, I think Mike Anthony and Bosby is the next direction. Based on the finish of this one. And I think that's either was taped recently or coming up here. I believe it might air on the 4th of July episode or the week after.
Okay.
So it's on its way. I would think on some capacity, Austin Lane's going to get involved in that. That'll segue then from Austin Lane still having one more match, at least one more against Bosby, maybe to kind of close off the career then finally at that point.
That would make a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah, I could see them doing that. And then Marco Harris, the Battle of the Marcos on this. Marco Polo, Marco Stunt, Marco Harris. No contest.
No contest.
Not happening.
God, dude, I hate that shit.
I know.
It's just like I said last week, man. I can't stand the shows that end in a no contest. Yeah. It is the biggest gut punch, the biggest nuts punch, whatever whatever vernacular you want to use. You just, no matter what, it almost always feels like the show's ending flat.
Exactly. I agree completely. And
yes, it sets stuff up for the future, but at the same time, it's like, come on, man.
Right. And there's more creative ways to set things up than just a simple disqualification, no contest. Like we got here. I felt like it was like a circular thing, because we already saw the tag match with the two Marcos on each side. You know, this was weeks ago, and now it seems like we're just going back to it. Essentially. So more to come, I'm sure. We're probably gonna still have another Marco and Marco match, or like I said, a derivative or a tag match of something. But there you go.
Marco on Marco violence. You gotta love it.
Yep, we're gonna get more of that. I feel like we got something coming up here with I wasn't completely familiar with this, but this kick-ass wrestling.
Yeah, that was actually what I was going to talk about next.
Yeah.
So obviously there was a vignette that played, and evidently a rival promotion in the Memphis area doing a collaboration with Memphis Wrestling, Kick-Ass Wrestling, KAW. They appear to be more of a violent type of a promotion, not on the level of a GCW, but more outlawish, if you will, and they're definitely being presented as such.
Yep. Yeah. So maybe, just maybe, because we have the blow off coming up with the Control Memphis Wrestling. How is Kick-Ass Wrestling going to get in the mix of that? I guess time will tell. That's coming up though, right around the corner here. So that, and I know they did specifically say something about next week with KAW. So
yep.
You can put two.
They will be on the show next week, so they'll have a presence in Memphis Wrestling next week.
Yep, maybe an invasion of talent or something show up here, and off we go. So,
absolutely, man. Well, let's just talk a little bit about another promotion that keeps tradition alive, and that is the NWA. Talk to me about what went down on Power on Comet.
Yeah, just a few things of note. As you can see from the banner here, the main event was the World Heavyweight Championship match with Thrillbilly Silas Mason and El Dragon Nihan, and bowling fucking shoe ugly match, guys. This one was rough around the edges. El Dragon Nihan is pretty green in there. Thrillbilly can work if he's in there with the right kind of guys. Obviously, we're gonna have things coming up with Silas Mason and Kerry Morton, and I think that will be a barn burner when that happens. I don't have any question about it. Kerry Morton was also on this show in squash match. Establishing himself just even more in his positioning as the heel, managed by his father, Ricky Morton. The storyline with this also with Ricky and Kerry Morton segueing away from the Southern Six and Thrillbilly Silas Mason is that apparently Kerry Morton has said that his father encouraged him to do it. So that's an interesting angle that they're taking, that like the white meat baby face Ricky Morton is the catalyst of a heel turn of his son. I kind of like where they can go with that. They could build with from that and really expand on that. We'll see if they do that. But long story short, Thrillbilly did win and retain the NWA title, and we are still going to see Kerry Morton and Thrillbilly coming up. Also, Slade, I've talked about him before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Slade. This isn't the same Slade from GCW. This is a different Slade who's kind of, I've said it before, a mix of Kurt Angle, Daniel Garcia, and his gimmick now is that he has an open submission challenge kind of going on now. And he is the NWA Junior Heavyweight Champion as well. So prior to this challenge, they had a three-way match, which involved one of the competitors we're very familiar of, Teriyaki.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So he won this triple threat match, and he immediately got to face Slade in this submission challenge, which he did not come up successful in. But still, it was cool to see Teriyaki on the NWA. I think he fits in pretty nice in this. So that was a plus on this episode as well. And there was more slime balls. The slime balls are looking more and more like they're going to be turning and breaking away from Aaron Stevens' faction of champions. They're put in this faction because they're the United States tag champs. So kind of by default, Aaron Stevens, I think, felt like these guys should be a part of our group. But then as they are a part of their group, they've realized, oh, these guys are a little bit wacky, a little bit weird. And so it goes. So I think we're going to see a turn probably in the next few weeks with the slime balls, moving on to something different with them and Aaron Stevens and that kind of crew. That's probably going to be the program coming up with those guys.
Yeah.
That's
absolutely
that's pretty much it for Power. They had an NWA World Championship women's match as well with Tiffany Nieves and the Voodoo Mama Gina Sequoia. So that's an interesting gimmick there. She's kind of like a voodoo, like Louisiana, New Orleans kind of gimmick.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, pretty quick match, kind of a squash. Cool. So, but
sounds like a cool gimmick.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a cool gimmick. I enjoyed it. And that was the opener of Power, and that's pretty much all I got for you this week on that one.
All right. Let's talk about our main event.
Ooh, buddy.
JCW Lunacy. And on this episode of Lunacy, Jed, we finally got the identity of the dealer for the Outbreak.
Wow.
And Jed, it's none other than Danny fucking Moe.
Yeah, right at the end of the episode, finally the reveal happens. At least it's somebody we know.
Yes, exactly.
And it answers a question like, what was going on with Danny Moe? What was this big secret? We should have put the connection on there.
We should have.
It's been teased for weeks. And I thought it was more like she had beef with somebody, like one of the women, and that she was just going to be moving on to a program with one of the women based off of that. But no, it was something completely different. She is the illegitimate daughter of Barnabas, apparently.
So Danny Moe has daddy issues, officially.
Yes, indeed, she does. Yeah, and she likes to deal drugs to zombies.
Zombies, motherfucker.
Yes. We saw them doing bath salts and all kinds of shit on this episode.
Dude, I don't think that we talk enough about how good the people playing those zombies really are.
No shit.
Every week that they're on the show, they are like, they're committed to the gimmick. Like that willing suspension of disbelief is there with those characters. Even Barnabas, he's just hyperbolic enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, that entire act and that entire storyline has been very, very well done.
It sure has.
So,
yeah.
And props to all three of those guys for sure.
Right. Even down to whoever does the makeup of the
the makeup is fantastic.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Like, I mean, movie style quality we're talking there. It's great.
Yeah.
Then now here we have our next big whodunit or reveal coming up.
Of course.
Jasmine St. Clair. And who is the daddy?
Who the daddy?
Who that daddy? And she's been around the corner and then some, apparently.
Twice.
So the question is, who out of the roster is the daddy? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that opened up this show.
I would absolutely lose my shit if it was somebody like fucking like Shaggy or somebody like that.
Right.
Like somebody that is obviously part of the, the JCW and ICP lore, but not a recurring character on the show every single week.
Right.
But I think we did get some teases with maybe Willie Mack.
Yeah.
Could very well be that guy too.
He was certainly making no bone about it, pardon the pun, but he was definitely in the running. And next week, I guess we get a doctor character coming in to do what exactly? Stay tuned. I guess we'll find out what exactly that all entails.
I can't wait to see what these prenatal pregnancy tests or paternity tests, I should say, how they're going to do those. Like, that it's just going to be over the top. It's going to be, it's going to be fun TV.
Oh, yeah.
It should be interesting for sure.
And there, as always, there will be a Russo swerve in this story.
Oh, of course.
There will
have
to be.
Dude, it could very well be fucking Russo.
Fuck it. That's not the worst idea in the world. it may very well be. It wouldn't shock me. Yeah. Or Vito or somebody like that, like one of the big heels.
Yeah.
Speaking of something gaudy on this episode, what about that title belt for Caleb Conley?
Bro.
Whoa.
So in case you guys didn't see this title, it is all silver. And it's got an engraving of Caleb Conley's face right in the center of the belt.
Yeah.
And Vince Russo presents it to Caleb Conley and says that this title belt cost $100,000.
Oh, God. I fucking hope not, because that thing was like a shitstorm of a deal for $100,000. Let me tell you.
I mean, Yeah, it looks like as if you could have bought that shit like custom made from, Temu or some shit.
Right. There you go. That's a good, Temu, exactly. Yeah. Oh, Lord have mercy. So that,
granted, that wasn't the only gift that Russo gave in that opening segment, though.
Yeah, right. God, did he ever go off? What's this? Kerry Morton got traded to India?
So, instantly I heard that and I'm like, wait, so I might get Kerry Morton as part of WXM? And I'm like, oh shit, that's fucking awesome.
Right.
But if you guys can't tell, we haven't covered WXM on this show for the last couple of weeks. That is not, for any real particular reason outside of the fact that their shows are not posting anywhere. They're not on YouTube. They're not on Triller. The last episode of WXM was actually on the 6th of June. So yeah, I don't know what it was or what happened, but let's hope that everything's good for WXM. Honestly, it was a very fun promotion that I was kind of getting entrenched in, and now they're nowhere to be found, sadly. But hopefully they show back up. Hopefully Kerry Morton's part of their roster. Who knows? Maybe they're doing something like the Australian promotion, World Series Wrestling did, where they tape a bunch of episodes and then drop them over a certain amount of time. Let's just hope that that's what it is, and they're just kind of in a lull period right now.
Yeah, like kind of a seasonal break or something like that mid-season break of sorts. Because they did, 26 episodes?
They were like 20, 25, 26, something like that.
So a substantial amount.
Yeah, man, no cool Mr. JCW theme song this week. I was kind of bumming about that.
I know.
And for the love of God, if y'all are watching this, anybody in the JCW offices, make that fucking song available for download somewhere. Put it on Spotify, put it on YouTube, something. That shit is hilarious.
Absolutely. I get into a lot of the themes on this in this brand. It's just like even like Caleb Connolly's theme, I kind of get a kick out of that. I mean, there's just so many. It's just like, Facades for sure. Facades. Speaking of him, dude, the shit with Mac Davis is all wrapped up like a bow.
That shit's water under the bridge now, it seems like. And I found it interesting because we talked shit. There were some things that we actually had issues with that they've done, as part of their show and their presentation. And then magically over the last couple of weeks, things have just, found their end. So these storylines that, we have voiced displeasure with are just slowly weeding themselves out. So not going to say that we have somebody watching or listening in the JCW offices, but if you are, what's up? Good to see you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. Much clown love.
Right. Yep. Big whoop to y'all.
Whoop.
That's the case. Yes, sir.
And dude, but I got to say, man, the American title changing hands, Father Bronson beating Facade after some bullshit. Come on, man.
They're just forcing this thing with Father Bronson far too much.
Yeah.
I can appreciate the story they're going with Facade. He doesn't want to cheat, so he's going back to babyface.
I like that part of it, and I did like how they looped that back to how he won the title too.
Yeah,
winning the title with some nefarious means, and then obviously he had the change of heart, so he gets caught with something as well. It's poetic in a sense, it makes a lot of sense.
Yep. I just wish it would have been a different guy other than Father Bronson that they put in there. I just cannot. I hate to say this, but I want to like fast forward it when I see Father Bronson on my TV, and
Dude's got go away heat from me, bro.
Yeah, and I think the base of the fans also aren't really connecting to him. The Bigelow base either. I don't get it. I don't know why they keep pushing this guy.
He tried handing out the roses before the match, and I found it interesting. Like, some of the people were just point blank, like, no.
Like, please.
We don't want your shit.
Yeah, we're not interested. We don't like this gimmick. It's dumb. We're not feeling it. We don't care one way or another. We just want you off TV. We want you off of the fucking whole thing. Please.
Speaking of a similar type of a gimmick, but a completely different gimmick, what the fuck are we doing with this Purple Phantom shit?
Yeah, I knew you were gonna go there. I knew you were going there. Yep, one more time.
Here we go. Let's run it back.
Yep. Hey, at least Russo and Violent J are having fun with it in the segments. I can dig that. But this is like a broken record. Different color or different color, same day. Same shit. I mean, the dude is just a fucking walking mess. I guess that's his gimmick.
That's the gimmick.
Basically,
It was painfully obvious when he came to the ring and couldn't take his cape off that was going to be his undoing in the match. And sure as shit, over Malcolm Monroe III, picking up the win over the Purple Phantom with a roll up after the Phantom can't get his cape off. So he puts it over his own face and then gets distracted by it, and Malcolm rolls him up.
God. Yeah, where this ends is anybody's guess. But hey, it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah,
so
exactly. Dude, tell me what your thoughts are on the 6-man tag that went down. Too Tough Tony, Violent J, and Willie Mack defeating the Luciano Family Enterprises, Big Vito, Sally Boy, and Vincenzo.
Yeah.
Sally Boy got that ass beat.
He sure did. Yeah.
Good.
From the JWO too.
JWO, yes.
Yep, the band was back together, and sure enough, and then we got a big storyline shift where Yabo broke away. They got the cuffs. They got the cuffs off Yabo. Violent J was handcuffed to ringside. They got the cuffs off of him, and the reveal came around that they ended up finding the other clown and everything's cool. So I think now we're ready to get the Brothers of Funstruction back out there. And that's going to be the next thing is they're back as a team, and they're going to be taking names in the Luciano family, apparently moving forward. So we'll see what's the next twist in this storyline.
Absolutely, man. And, I do have to say, I'm glad that storyline's kind of wrapping up as well.
Yeah.
It's time.
Yeah.
It's time for that storyline to be over.
Yep. Agreed.
But, the main event of this show, we found out who's going to be challenging against Caleb Conley for that JCW Lunacy World title, as Josh Bishop, the Juggalo World Champion, defeated the former Lunacy champion Cocaine due to a distraction from Hokane, of all people.
I know, right? And I think Steven didn't Steven get in the mix of this too? Steven
Flo was in there. The Ring Rat was in there, and got the Coke Slam for her troubles.
Yep, Big Al showed up in the mix of it, I think, to get Hokane contained, so to speak. There was a lot of moving parts in this one. But as we kind of were thinking, we're going to have champion versus champion.
Yep.
I guess it's coming up at that Juggalo gathering.
Got to be at the gathering, bro.
I think. Although the way this show goes,
it could be next fucking week.
It could be next week. It very well could be. It could be very quickly soon. So who knows? But there we go. Yeah, another fun week of JCW.
Dude, JCW every single fucking week is so much fun. Like I say the same thing almost every week, but I enjoy watching this show. It's escapism for an hour and 45 minutes every week for me. I appreciate that. And it's just a super, super fun and easy watch. And the characters, dude, I'm starting to take to the characters more and more. Mm-hmm. Gotta love the hyperbole, and gotta love like you mentioned, the theme songs, the actual characters, and the dedication that everybody has to developing those characters. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, there's a lot of shades of gray with these characters. One moment you think they may be a baby face, the next minute you go heel with them. But I like that. I like that there's like this kind of like back and forth a little bit. I know the Mac Davis and the Facade storyline was so back and forth. You didn't know who was in what role and when. So I enjoy that. I like that it's not such a cookie cutter formulaic thing. That's one thing Russo's strength is he can build and create shades of gray and some storylines and some characterizations.
Absolutely, man.
Yep.
Yet again, JCW brought the chaos, and I love it. I absolutely love it. So let's talk about what we're looking forward to this next week, because dear God, we got a lot of wrestling. Holy shit.
I mean,
and we're not even talking about indie promotions.
Nope.
AEW, WWE, TNA. There are 4 fucking PLEs or pay-per-views this weekend.
Unbelievable.
And we got a ton of indie shows to talk about too. So Jed, let's let it rip, brother. We got up first. Let's talk about the Battle of Gotham, brought to us by Car Shield.
Car Shield presents the Battle of Gotham. So the question is this weekend going to be not only, it will be the Battle of Gotham, but the question is, are we going to see the skyscraper match this weekend or not? I am not positive on it. This past week on Gotham Wrestling, they didn't flat out say the skyscraper match was coming up this weekend, but they kept talking about the Battle of Gotham is starting this week. So I'm thinking it's going to be like a 2 or 3 week kind of deal to finally lead to the skyscraper match, either potentially next weekend or the weekend after. On Gotham, just a quick kind of recap on it. They did have a thing at the end of Gotham where all of the 5 guys you can see on this graphic, Chris Dickinson, Ray Jazz, Drew Gulak, Jake Redondo, and Max Caster had a brawl, and it was kind of a melee. There was a match with Ray Jazz and Richard Holiday also as the main event on this that led to all this. And then Commissioner Little Guido actually got taken out and laid out by Chris Dickinson as well. So it's kind of an angle to kind of lead into this Battle of Gotham, what we're going to see coming up. So we're going to see this skyscraper match coming up soon. I know it was taped around the beginning of June here, so it's in the can. Question is which week we're going to see it. This week, next week, something coming up here, but it is close. And they still really haven't given much information about what exactly the skyscraper match is, other than I heard one of the announcers speak on going up levels. That's really all that they've really put out there. So it could be a scaffold match. It could be a match that like is a cinematic match, which is probably more than likely going to be what it is maybe they're actually having a match inside of a skyscraper building, going up levels, and you got to reach maybe something at the top of the building. I don't know.
Who knows?
But I'm intrigued. We'll see where it goes.
I am intrigued as well, my friend. So yeah, I'm gonna be looking to check that out as well. So definitely want to see how that plays out.
Absolutely.
All right, and then another show that we're looking forward to this week is going to be the latest installment of Memphis Wrestling. As we can see here, we got Big Vito in the foreground, but in the background, we got a ladder and a briefcase. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting. That's got to be that trios match, that 6-man tag.
Yep.
So
it absolutely is. Triller had a preview of this already posted. So it absolutely is the 6-man.
Yeah.
There's still a mystery person in the mix in this one on the babyface side. So we'll see where that goes. And I think also we're going to see highlights this week of the father and son against the father and son, the Business Dogs, and that other team of the father and son that have been brawling from week after week. We're going to see that kind of come to a crescendo. So a lot of things are coming to a head with Memphis Wrestling, but we're going to finally figure this thing out with Hollywood Jimmy, Big Vito, and the control of the company. Is King Cobra keeping it? Who's taking over? What the fuck's going to happen? Anybody's guess, but that's coming up tomorrow already for Memphis Wrestling.
Absolutely, man. I'm going to be checking that out. That's going to get my Saturday off and running. But another show that we are going to be looking forward to is America's Most Wanted from GCW. And dude, this show looks fucking stacked.
No kidding, man.
I mean, dude, you got Nick Gage, Starboy Charlie.
Yeah.
Like that's going to be interesting. Janela and Haley J.
Yeah, I never thought I'd see that one. That's an
again, Janela mixing it up with the women, getting his ass beat by the women.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Gotta love that.
Yeah. I mean,
But,
God, look at Leo Rush and Shotzi Blackheart, man.
Yes,
I mean,
that was gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Hell yes, man. Of note too, you mentioned his namesake earlier. Slade is going to be taking on Vipress, and it's actually not even listed here on the image. But yeah, everybody's favorite death match queen, Vipress, is going to be taking on Slade, who is a crazy motherfucker in his own right. So God only knows what they're going to do to each other.
Holy shit. Yeah, and then we got the tag team championship. This is a nice one. When was the last time the Butcher and the Blade have worked a tag match?
Bro, that is going to be a solid match, I think. I don't understand why Butcher and the Blade haven't really caught on anywhere else since their departure from AEW. I don't know if they were, if either guy was injured, but it's good to see them back in the mix with things. And going against a team like Busta and the Brain, that should be just one hell of a fight. Not even a match, but a fight.
Yeah, I think Butcher and the Blade have something to prove too.
Yes.
Out in the mix for so long, I'm sure they're going to have a chip on their shoulder wanting to make a statement in that match.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. And elsewhere in this match or in this show, we're gonna have the Ultra Violent Championship on the line in a fucking scramble.
Oh boy,
here we go.
Crazy.
Here we go.
Yeah. Yeah, but then we talked about it earlier, that main event too. Koger and Hook. How is that going to go? What's the finish going to be? Who's laying down? Is it going to be a non-finish? Where we go from here with it? This is intriguing on many levels. I don't know what this could mean. This could mean a variety of things. Could the ops get involved?
Yeah.
Combat. It is a possibility.
It certainly could be.
Yeah. So,
and by the way, I do find it interesting. If you look at the, some of the names on this show, you got obviously Leo Rush that we talked about. Busta and the Brain they have a contract with AEW, and Hook as well, obviously in the main event. Yep. But elsewhere on this show, like I had mentioned, Starboy Charlie, a WWE talent.
Yeah.
Again, okay, we're doing this through the conduit that is GCW. You got to love it.
Absolutely. Yeah. A lot of interesting matchups on this one on paper. The Nick Gage and Starboy Charlie, that is a styles clash if I've ever seen one. So we'll see how that one goes.
Absolutely, man. And, obviously we've got a ton of things that we're going to be looking forward to this week. But we've got a lot of programming coming your way right here on the Vegas Bad Boys Podcast Network. The actual next show that you're going to be, that your feeds are going to see, I would say that you're going to see, maybe you watch the video, is going to be a recap and rant of AEW, New Japan, and Stardom Forbidden Door, done by yours truly. The two of us are going to be getting back together. We're going to be talking about all things Forbidden Door, so be on the lookout for that. I think Tony is going to have 20 matches on the show, so we might not be able to do it that same night. So probably look for it on Monday if I had to guess.
Yep.
But we'll play that one by ear. But definitely check that one out. We will be live on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Twitch as always. But before we head on out of here, Jed, give the people some final thoughts. Tell them where they can follow you and keep up to date.
Absolutely. On YouTube, Super RedJed's the handle. RedJed's Wrestling Rant is the name of the game. All kinds of stuff on the YouTube. Highlights from matches from the past, events from the past, random rants from the past. And we are also going to be doing, myself with Sin City Steve, a special mid-year awards. We're going to take a look back at the first part of 2026. I'm kind of thinking about the 4th of July weekend being a perfect time to drop that.
Hell yeah.
Looking on for that. Also, we're going to have a lot of stuff coming up from different shows. I think I talked about this last week, but live events from the AEW event at the Minnesota Twins baseball game at Target Field on July 10th. I am leaning more and more to going to G1 in Chicago at the Now Arena. So that would be the night after.
Hell yeah.
And then also tons of Indy events from SummerSlam week. GCW is going to be in town here in Minneapolis for a couple shots. First Wrestling, an independent promotion out of Minneapolis that's run by Eric Cannon, is doing a multitude of events, I believe 5 events. And they have, and also they have just announced that Warrior Wrestling is going to be doing an event up here on the Friday of SummerSlam weekend. Nice. So lots of fun shows coming up that Wrestling Rants will be all in the middle of for your viewing pleasure on YouTube, folks.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Follow him over on YouTube, Super RedJed. But I just want to say thank you to everybody for hanging out with us tonight. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, doing all the stuff that you guys do. We appreciate each and every one of you. Also, a very special thank you to all the brave men and women serving this country, whether you're doing it on lands foreign or domestic. Thank you for doing what you do so that we can do what we love to do. And last but not least, repsports.com, reppsports.com. Go there for all your pre-workout, weight loss, and general energy needs. Again, repsports.com. Use promo code Vegas at checkout and save yourself 10%. Jed, I don't know how we did it, but somehow we got through this shit. But dude, I think we already have like 8 shows that we got to watch. So we gotta mosey on down the road, if you will.
It's going to be a hell of a weekend, brother.
Bro, absolutely. Well, again, thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight, and we will see you all next time.
Yeah.
Did any of you have a great time tonight? Yeah.
With that, everybody, thank you for hanging out. We'll do it all again next week. Till then, happy wrestling.
Rolling up the strip under neon lights. Podcast mic is glowing in the desert nights. Matt Michaels leading with the swagger tights. Sin City Steve right by your side. Alright. Rob Larry dropping truths, no fear. Broadcasting stories, make it loud and clear. From the Fremont edges to the Bellagio sphere. These bad boys rule, let me make that clear. Vegas bad boys, tearing up the scene.
To Matt Michaels and the Vegas Boys of Podcasting, this is John Cena saying thank you so much.